Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I feel like I need to introduce myself. Okay, hello, hi, my name is Asha. Very nice to meet you. Welcome to the A-Team, okay? Hopefully by the end of this video, you hit that subscribe button and you also hit the bell so that you're notified every single time that I post. And for those of you that are part of the A-Team already and you do not have your post notifications turned on, be sure to click that bell as well. And also, while we are on this topic, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. That'll be right here, of course. And I want to thank you guys so much for all the love with my hairstyle. I can't believe it. You guys are absolutely incredible. I am so blessed. Wow. Okay. Anyways, let's jump right into this video. You guys have requested this video from me for so long about my experience dating different zodiac signs. Let's get into it. Okay, so I always get a ton of questions about what is my sign. So my sign is, I am a Taurus sun sign. I am a Aries rising, and I am a Leo moon. So to my understanding, your sun sign is basically your ego and just the foundation, I guess, of who you are. And your rising is sometimes how you come off, how you may, be portrayed to other people. And then your moon is your actual personality. So my personality is of a Leo, per se. So that's pretty much kind of what I know about that. I don't even know if that's actually correct, but that's pretty much what I think the basis of it is. So if you are a Taurus like moi, you can definitely relate, or maybe you can relate to these things. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. I want to talk to you guys. I want to see what you guys' experiences are with dating different signs. I also know that based upon my research, they say that Tauruses are compatible with, hold on, I wrote it down, Cancers, Virgos, Capricorns, and Pisces, and Scorpios. I personally feel like Tauruses can be compatible with many different signs, but I say as a rule of thumb, air signs need to stick with air signs, namely being like, Aquariuses, and Aquariuses are the only number one air sign that I know of. No, I'm pretty sure Aquarius is an air sign. Yes. So Aquariuses are air signs. I don't think air signs, especially and water signs, are compatible at all. But I believe that Tauruses are earth signs, I think. Don't quote me on any of this stuff, guys. Again, all this stuff is just circumstantial. Please, I also want to state as a disclaimer, do not take anything I'm saying as, like I'm saying, oh my gosh, like don't ever do this, don't ever do that. Listen, if you are dating any of these signs that I've mentioned, and it works for you, that's okay, okay? It's fine. Don't take it so serious. Great. So my first relationship, I was dating this guy, pretty much the only person that I ever loved, which was my ex-boyfriend, Mel. And I was dating him, and he was a Capricorn. And we got along very well, very, very well. Him and I got along. I mean, he is an amazing guy. So that relationship went pretty well. In the end, we just wanted different things. We were young when we started dating. So, we went off to college and everything like that. But my experience with a Capricorn was pretty much, good for the most part. There were times where I felt like, I don't know if it was because our circumstances or whatever the case is, where he didn't like certain things that I genuinely liked, at least at the time. Like I liked, the city, and he didn't like the city at the time, and just little differences here and there. But for the most part, fundamentally, we got along really well. So that has been my only experience with Capricorns. It was completely fine. My next boyfriend I dated, he was a certified psychopath. I actually had a story time. I have a story time about him on this channel as well. So I'm not even going to say his name, but I believe he was a Virgo. And he was very analytical, very observant, knew exactly what to say to just get under your skin. I mean, I'm not saying that Virgos are psychopaths or whatever the case is, but he happened to be a Virgo and he was basically clinically insane. It was an absolute disaster. You guys should totally watch that story time about him. He was a mess. He was a disaster, and he was very, very mean and very, very up and down. Like, he would analyze everything about a person just to kind of use it as bait to kind of tear them down, per se. You know what I mean? Virgos, I know, are known to be very, you know, kind of analytical and observant from what I know. So I don't know. Everyone knows the main signs like Cancers and Pisces and Geminis. Like, everyone kind of knows those type of signs, but it's the signs like Virgos, Libras. I mean, people are familiar with Leos too, but Virgos, Libras, and, you know, even Capricorns, I feel like not that many people have that many, you know, things to say about them, I feel like. I could be wrong, but that's just how I feel. That's been in my experience. I mean, you guys answer this question for me. Do you tend to date people that are the same sign? Do you find that, or do you genuinely get a bunch of different signs? Because I find that for me, even though I've dated like different guys, they seem to all be Cancers, Geminis, or like Virgos. I've never really dated anyone that said like, hey, I'm a Sagittarius. Like, I've never dated a Sagittarius before, or any other type of sign that there is, you know? I don't know. You guys answer that in the comment section. The next guy that I dated was a Cancer. Now, I love Cancers, period. I am a huge fan of Cancers. I feel like my brother's also a Cancer. So I could be slightly biased, but I love Cancers. I think that they're very passionate people, and, you know, an evolved Cancer person, you know, a healthy type of Cancer person, Cancer sign person to be around, I should say, is amazing. They're very passionate about what they do, and they're very, you know, caring and things of that nature. But sometimes if they're, you know, just an unhealed type of Cancer person, they can be very destructive, very like mean, because they will have presumptions about someone and cut them off and not say anything, or they will hold grudges sometimes for a very long time and always bring it up over and over again, or like have preconceived notions in their head about something and then like act on it because that's what they thought in their head. So, and this is all based off of experience that I know because my brother's a Cancer. So, but for the most part, I absolutely love Cancers. But the boyfriend that I had that was a Cancer, I mean, he was just too much for me. You know, it wasn't well. It wasn't well with my soul. He was absolutely a disaster. Like, I was 21 at the time. He was 27. We already had, you know, distance from each other. So that was just, you know, a disaster. And he was just not the right person for me. He was not an evolved Cancer. So he was very temperamental, just very immature and just very lost, like, in his life. And unfortunately, the collateral damage of that, I ended up being like, you know, kind of affected to some degree by that, because he just was not ready to, I guess, really be in a relationship, even though we were actually boyfriend and girlfriend. But that story, I mean, he basically cheated on me, I believe. Either it happened so long, I literally don't even care. But I think we broke up, and 3 days later he magically was with another girl, like, already. And obviously we're not idiots. Like, we know if someone breaks up with you and you guys were together and they magically just move on in like days notice, and they're already on to the next person. Like, that is not something that's brand new. That's something that has been going on for, you know, some time. So that was pretty much that situation. And, you know, they always come back. You know, it's your job to say, skirt, no. So yeah, I mean, I don't have any hard feelings against, like, you know, him or anything like that. You know, I wish him well. But he just wasn't the right Cancer for me, even though I do love Cancers. And lastly, oh my gosh, we're going to talk about this guy. Jesus. Okay. I hate to even say this, but I really can't with Gemini men. I mean, oh my goodness. This guy was the biggest lesson of my entire life, you know, because I've never been, you know, that hurt over anyone ever in my life, or really, like, I don't know. I just feel like no one has ever, I feel like, made me like kind of a different person. I feel like when I was with this person, I wasn't really myself in a good way. And, or should I say in a bad way, actually? Let me give you more context. So basically, I was seeing this guy and he was just playing games. I mean, essentially, I do believe he is to some degree a narcissist, and he was a Gemini. And Geminis, as we know, can be very indecisive. Now, I love Gemini girls. One of my close friends is a Gemini, and I love her. So it's only the men that I just can't with, because that experience for me with that one guy was so traumatizing that I just can't get myself to kind of do it again, because I kind of just feel like, I don't know. Like, I kind of feel like I know what it comes with. You know, I don't know if I want that. They're already naturally indecisive. And me, being a Taurus, we like stability and stability. I mean, in every aspect of the word. And to deal with someone that like really enjoys variety, okay, and variety of woman and just everything, it's not really the best conditions for someone that likes things that are set in stone, such as myself. So dating him was an absolute train wreck. It was like a very toxic, you know, cycle over and over again. And ultimately, I had to just leave, because either I left or it would just continue down cycling the same path. I mean, this guy had definitely a harem of women that he would date and constantly denied it. I mean, and what made him actually even more of a narcissist was, there was like a situation that happens, like, where like I came over one time and he got like really upset out of like literally, I kid you not, out of nowhere, and had zero recollection of it. I mean, it was the strangest thing. I almost think that he has some sort of like addiction problem. Now, I never saw him do anything, but I have such a strong intuition and I have strong discernment that I personally feel like he has a prescription pill addiction, and I just don't, but I've never seen him do any of these things. And like, that was the first time I've seen him ever act like that, where he was just like moody out of nowhere. And then when I tried to discuss it with him, he basically told me that he doesn't remember what happened, but he's betting that it was my fault. I was like, you're not well. You're not well. Like, there's no way you're okay. You know, so sometimes you have to let bygones be bygones, and you just have to leave people where they are, because at the end of the day, misery loves company, you know? And this guy, you know, that I was involved with, I mean, you know, it sucked to have gone through that, but I obviously needed that lesson, and I am glad that I ultimately left. And he was just, I mean, never again will I ever speak to this person. I mean, seriously, because, and it's not even in a way that I'm jaded. It's more the fact that there's no point. Like, some people are just so fundamentally disturbed from start to finish, that you just have to let them be and let them just wreck other people's lives. And ultimately, he didn't want someone like me. He even told me in the end, he was trying to tell me, I'm glad. He said to me that I am too over the top for him. Well, I do understand that, because he was definitely subpar for me. So if I'm too over the top, then you must be too little. You must be not enough, right? Yeah. Otherwise, it wouldn't really matter. And he's even expressed to me before, the girl that he has been involved with, for many years, she's very, complacent. She's convenient. She doesn't try to, put any demands on him, any directives for him to commit. And then, she cries time to time, hoping that they could be together, and he sweet talks her out of it, and boom, she's off to work the next day like nothing ever happened. So the type of women that he targets are definitely different than, myself. And also he was also seeing this other girl that I found out about who was like seriously in love with him. And this is the problem that I had with him as well. He chose to stick around dating women that he knows how they felt about him. He knows that they were in love with him. And he knew he didn't feel the same. And he still found a reason to still stay in their lives. Now, here's the issue that I have with that. Why would you, knowing someone's feelings, knowing you have zero intention of being with them, still stick around in their life? And you know that you're not a good person to them or for them, because you don't feel the same. And you are now responsible and accountable because you know how that person feels. And he chooses to be with girls that, are just very convenient and just want to be all over him. And that's just not me. So it makes sense that things didn't really work out with us. And also, he likes too much variety for me. I mean, I like guys that kind of have more standards, right? I don't know. And that's also naturally because that's how I am. So, there's nothing wrong with, maybe not having a specific type, like you date all races, like, and things like that. But for me, the people that he dates in comparison to me, what is going on? Like, what's happening? He was not well. Like, there was not one similarity between me and the woman that he chose to be with. In fact, there was more of a similarity between the girls he was dating as a whole than with me. So I felt like I was just by myself, like in my own category, ultimately, when I figured out everything that he was doing. And I just told myself, never, ever again. He was so indecisive. And I would ask him all the time, like, what do you want? Again, evolved Gemini or not evolved Gemini. He is not an evolved Gemini. This is a grown man, not evolved, okay? Very indecisive, definitely has some sort of addiction problem. Again, not saying all Geminis do. This is my experience with that specific Gemini. And definitely rotates women on a consistent basis and likes to keep women around, feeding his ego. It likes to keep women around that he knows for sure is going to do this, and that. And he can't predict my next move. And he doesn't like that. He doesn't like that I seem like someone that's going to be more solid and demanding of his time. And I'm not going to just give free things away like everybody else. Joining on this train, being a low maintenance, Lori. I'm just not doing it. I'm not. No, but the thing is, I'm not doing it. So I'm glad that I exited out of his life, and he definitely will never be hearing from me again. And I will never in my life date another Gemini ever. Okay. Probably definitely because of him. But not all men are the same. They're just really not. That was that experience. That was him. I mean, who even really cares? We moved on. Even though I say I would not date another Gemini, I still feel like I have an open heart with certain things. And and I don't carry, you know, my baggage from, you know, my past, like, you know, relationships onto the next person, because I don't necessarily feel like that's fair. And I'm just naturally not that type of person. It's just, I know where to direct what. You understand what I'm saying? So I understand that how I feel about him is him. But for the most part, certain things are inevitable. Geminis naturally are very indecisive. I am someone that likes stability. Is that something that I would want? I don't think so. You understand what I'm saying? So, like I said, guys, I want you guys to tell me, what are your experiences dating different signs, okay? Because I think the best sign so far that I've dated out of the context that I've given you guys was the Capricorn, because everyone else was just, you know, here and there. I personally love Cancers the most. I love Pisces, and I even dated a Scorpio before too, but he was just, I don't know, we just don't really like mesh well. But I also think this, guys, you know, your sun sign is your sun sign, but I also look at all my signs as well. So Taurus, Aries, and Leo. I look at all those things to see like what would match with all of those things. But fundamentally, if I'm a Taurus, I'm going to look for who's compatible with Tauruses. So you guys, let me know what you guys' experiences were with any of these signs, if you've ever had any, and what sign do you guys think is the worst sign that you've ever dated? Because I've seen a lot, unanimously, a lot of people said Geminis are a no. Okay, I'm just saying the Gemini men are a no. Men are already indecisive about a lot of different things, and you add a Gemini on top of that and you have a mess, honey, okay? I'm just saying. Can I say this thing? Can I say it? So that is the end of this video, guys. I hope that you definitely enjoyed it, okay? We are still on our way to our next goal of 75K, okay? We are so close to 75K, guys. I want you to like this video, okay? Thumbs it up right now. Pause the video, thumbs it up, or thumbs it up if you like my new hairstyle. And also share this video with all your friends, your family, your sister, your cousin, because somebody needs to see this, okay? And then our next goal after that is going to be 100K, guys, because we want that plaque, okay? A-team forever and ever and ever, guys. I love you guys so much. Do not forget that I love you and God loves you. And I'll see you beautiful angels in the next video. Mwah. Bye.